Well, hello today. My name is David, and this is my channel's video blog. My life has been extraordinary and blessed and wonderful and all that good stuff, but it's also been very hard, traumatic, um, challenging. Uh, I've dealt with things that I never thought I would have had to deal with. God's good graces brings me to today, and the year is 2022. I was born in 1976. The month was February, and this month is the month of November. Thanksgiving is coming up, which is a national holiday. I've decided to do a video blog because I see in all the sci-fi movies that when they're on faraway places and faraway locations, they do a video blog so there can be a history of what happened if things don't go good. I hope things go good, but if they don't, there will be a video blog about my emotions and how things are going for me. The past couple of days I've been sleeping kind of strangely on my neck, and so I have like a soreness to the side of my neck and kind of up a little bit more. I just slept funny on my pillow and it's been hurting me for 2 or 3 days. I haven't taken Tylenol or any kind of pain medicine for it because I don't really want to. I've been living with the pain for 2 or 3 days and it's not that bad. I know I can go get Tylenol or Advil too, but I just choose not to for some reason. I've also been doing some writing. Um, Stories is the kid's name, and that was the twist ending I should have seen coming. But let me start over. My name is David, and one day, in the dawning hours of the day, I was sitting on the steps of the downtown Bessemer Library. It was that day I decided to become a king of horror, looking at the orange and blues of the slowly rising star. I came up with the name of my first collection of short horror stories. The name Stories from the Left-Handed Stoop. And like I said, the kid's name was Stories. That was the twist ending I didn't see coming. That day, I happened to be in a very chance to have been where I was and thinking the way I was, but I had the title and now I just needed the stories. I was going to treat the rest of my life like a Sims video game, one in which I chose to be an author, writer, and to complete a book in the video game, you needed a title. As you worked at writing, your skill set would increase, bring in better reviews, and selling more units. The thing, though, I must admit, I am not in it for the money. Something in me creates stories, and I end up telling ghosts when I'm all by myself, telling them everything. The name of the first story from the Left-Handed Stoop is called Telling Ghosts. There once was a demon who was mistaken for a ghost, and this is his story, as he possesses David, the author of the stories from the Left-Handed Stoop. Not every demon possession is like in the movies. You've all seen a young, helpless person strapped to four-point restraints, snarling at a priest and a family, looking rotted and cross, as holy water and Christian incantations are uttered over the possessed. So me and David have learned to live symbiotically. I have been in his life for some time, and I was there on that faithful dawning day when he came up with the title of these stories. That was some 4 years ago or more. Since then, David did as he said. Here and there, with much travailing, he told his story ideas to me, thinking I was a ghost. You see, David has the sight, and if this was Stephen King's story, David would have The Shining and would be sought by Rose the Hat's family. But David is a real person, not a fiction. So he practiced his stories to me over and over. I had not heard of the video game The Sims until David described how that worked to be an author in the game. Elon Musk says that we very well may be in a simulation. So it would make sense to act like it if you had King of Horror as your Sims goal. Like I said, David thought I was a ghost, but I'm a fallen angel from of old. I left my first established estate and came down to be with the daughters of men. I was not alone. My brothers in desire, they too all went into the daughters of men, making a pact that if one should, so should all. In those days, we lived in dynastic rules, generations of highly intelligent hybrid human angel offspring, born our civilization well governed and ruled equitably, lasting longer than any modern day empire. Eventually, a grand deluge came, killing everyone and everything. My spirit floated above those waters as it left my body, and my physical form was no more. The first time I had heard of the blood cults, I was in my study in the palace. My brother Octavius nonchalantly asked me why any human would cut themselves on purpose. Today I received word that there are men cutting themselves in the burial mounds as they moan and cry out. Not only are they cutting them, they are naked, bloodied, and filthy with dust, mud mixed on their body. Some are putting gray ashes on their face, looking ghastly. I, at the time, being of good stock and breeding, was a hybrid. My father angelic, my mother fair and lovely. I had a physical form to be sought after, and I sired several children for my father's posterity. Having heard of the blood cults, I thought nothing of it, but the year is 2022, and David and I are setting hi- David and I are hindsighting at 2020, and biblically speaking, I'm almost positive it was the blood cults that caused the Most High God of heaven and earth to send a deluge. They have started gathering to watch the spectacle, drawing large crowds to the burial mounds. Octavius said Jonathan and I are going to see for ourselves later today. Be sure and take a couple of guards with you. Mother would not forgive me if I let you go without them. Turning to leave, it would be the last time I would see him. Jonathan would report that Octavius would not return. As you can see, the writing of the first books in a sim show, I don't write dialogue very well. So, to focus on my strength of telling the story, when it comes to dialogue, it'll be said, she said, and I'll use brevity when using that even. What I recall, the blood cult started in the burial mounds, naked, nude, and caked in bloody streaks of muddy dust. The gray ashes on the face made them look fierce and frightening. Using shared shouts, they drug the razor part. Using shared sharp stones, they drug the razor part across their arms and legs, leaving bright red trickles of slowly being pulled down by gravity. The dust caked, given tiger like stripes. As for chanting, reciting unintelligible words. As I write these words, I feel the call to do such things. My name is David. I am an Egyptian bloodletter, the blood sweet coppery to taste. David, the Egyptian bloodletter, was a doctor's priest who cut his patients. To relieve swollen limbs, the blood would flow, giving relief to the wounded. Kundalini past lives, whisperings, the holy snake within my telling ghosts to be with me, sexual blood, my appetite, drink, drink, visionary visions flowing in my gray space. The crazed writings of a mad Egyptian priest, demons are attracted to human blood. The blood cult's early members were keen to this. Sitting in the burial mound, slicing with rocks, the demons would possess the injured and cut more wildly, cry out in unintelligible chants. From this later version of the cult would cut flesh near newborn babies, tricking the demons to go into the child. Blood to the lips of a newborn, and in the demon would go. By that time, witchcraft was used to bind the demon in the child, allowing for royal upbringing with enhanced abilities to reign and govern. Being of goodly strength and handsome and lovely to look upon, the blood would flow, and the demon possessed would become empire rulers, keeping the empire for longer than the modern day equivalent. Drink, drink, drink. David, drink the blood. I have much to share with you. Telling ghost stories was his name. That was the twist I didn't see coming. Being full of demonic, being full of the demonic, my writing seems to fluctuate in a strange and pulsating ways, like a vibrant southern sea, light reflecting the more you read. Bear with my possession. As the story comes out, I ask you understanding in such matters. David has scars on his arms, reminding of days that were too dream to be real. Ritualistic blood cutting in attack boarding homes, praise of the TBN landlords, the laying on of hands, holy water on the tongue, oil in the forehead, and light in the dark. I had all these things and more happen to me. My name is David. I have a social security number, and I've met the devil. He touched me since the touch of the master. I have not been the same. Darkness subsides, light my way. Kundalini third eye, chicken no more, nothing to hide. Bloodied man, blood flowing. Get wisdom, get understanding. David, you're in space, hence the floating. Pennywise would say, we all float up here. So goes the first pages in what my quest to be the next king of horror. This first story isn't finished. Telling ghosts, shh. The reader's sleeping, and the family is still in dynastic rule. From the Vatican City State, my name is David, and my family is sending me to the kissing booth, which is the porn industry, and the grand carnival of media entertainment. With control of the medic, our family has much sway in global everything. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll keep the populace, not guns, violence, and laws. If you can indulge in binge watching, it is our family will finance it. Taffy pull is political spin shows, pulling politicians' words in ways you can't even have considered. A taffy puller, but just got switched to a kissing booth. The pull taffy, I would keep a web page of political blogs. I would also leave remarks. Giving a narrative spin for the sleeping America to gorge on, playing both sides in a given topic with but one goal, keeping the sheep docile and fed from our hands. Family, family, telling ghosts. The world is a stage, and our family is very entertaining. Blood cult that it was, is, and will be again. To the start of the first story, and the stories from the left-handed stoop. Janice was two-faced, Vitruvian as she was. Her kisses took my virginity, leaving me spent. Her groan flowing see-through dress as she exited out of the balcony's doors. My succubus, ghastly visitor on oh so many a night I have been dealing with. All this, my name is David, and I have a social security number. Shut up, shut up, shut up, David. Put the boy in the red room, the familiar spirit said of the 4-year-old. The family had been using color-coded rooms to train up their children, using mind-controlled torture to predisposition behaviors used in the high political positions in the modern world. David was to be an author. Part of his possession allows him to write ambidextrously. David's left-handed from youth, demon ghost right-handed possession. My inked confessions, blood tattoos, remembrance, who I was, where I've been, where I'm going, telling ghosts again as I play the simulation. Stephen wrote to me after reading Harland Ellison's short stories. His tone of writing became like Harland's. By fortuitous chance, I have a copy of Stephen's book, Carrie, here with me. And it makes me think of the Institute, where they took us and they tortured us for a while to see if we had TK or TP abilities. I think I'm entering the other side now, and that we too would torture our children to see if they have TK or TP abilities. As I write Telling Ghosts, I'll read Carrie and maybe make a channeled connection to the mentality of Stephen as an early author career gets started. I've written enough for now. Tortoise and the hare, not to the swift, but to the diligent. Note, keep writing. Push, push. Don't force reality. Let it flow rich and red. David the Egyptian bloodletter man. I put the razor sharp instrument to the swollen foot, pressing into the flesh and slowly pulling. I witnessed the blood begin to flow. The cut itself was 2 inches or so, and a sigh of release from the patient was breathy and a sign that it wasn't as painful as the patient thought. It would be the blood flowed down to the swollen foot, which dangled over the basin made of fine brass. Drip, drip, the patient said. The blood felt warm as it trickled down his foot. Drip, drip, drip. The swollen foot had shown no signs of insect or um, bites. I can't read my own writing. Isn't that terrible? No, it's not. You've been abducted by aliens a time or two, so it's not terrible at all. I held much heat to the touch before I used the instrument to make the bloodletting incision. Medical note: the blood was thicker and dark red than I recalled other patients. Stickers as sticky as well. We are doctors without borders. If you need a boarding home, call us, David. The blood cult symbol looks like this. This is the framework. Build from this, block by block. Take your time. Like I said, in the midst of all this, woe is me, woe is me. These be them days on earth. See, she said to me, an inner voice, not my own. We have positions available. I was being invited into a blood cult. Geists are a type of ghost I'll need to do research on. The faces of Belize. Blood upon blood, brothers to brothers. During this writing, when I was writing that part of the story, several times poetry was coming up in me that I didn't fully understand. And so I'm going to read some of this as well. First, we'll start with the crazed drawing that was at the front and the words on the back. That beacon of hope, old lighthouse, I see thee, bastion of hope for sailors such as me. Turn, turn, that all might see that beacon, that beacon. Oh, precious is the flow that makes me white as snow. No other torrent I know, nothing but the blood of Jesus. Nothing but the blood, Christian song. Gray ghost, killed on the side of a long, lonely road. David Morningstar, Negro Southern slave raised to age 8 by Mama Jane, then worked the fields till the whipping and the white stripes, scars healed white. David Capillaries, self-mutilator, cutting for endorphins and to feel better, mostly cat scratches with razor blades. Boo Snatch, Scratchy Scratch, and the Good Boo Ghost crew. Cuckoo Clock story. What happens when you buy a haunted item at the Goodwill? For now, work on this. Develop the ideas and concepts line by line, paragraph by paragraph. It's like an instructional video. Fuel, food for life. A-E-I-O-U. A-I-O-U. Sex was the elephant in the room. I've seen an elephant fly, dirty birds jesting, and a non-eyed mouse making deals with unbelievers. Shame, shame, shame on you. Heightened arousal, true, true, true. Slay the serpent, pierce him, quick. The eye devours the light, lit quick. More words, more than words. Staying or leaving, I'm here. And so I am still here. All I am, giving up myself, setting sail and being free, working for the hive. I've a mind to keep control, the pitch. Oxford education didn't mean a thing. Stories was the kid's name. Stories was the demon goat's name. Stories, stories, stories. Lost in a world such as this, the child is mine. Mine, mine, mine. The demon chanting in my mind, driving me to sit and write something, anything. I must get all my words out or die. The beast with laughter only friend, madness, folly. These I have explored, words, poetry, paths to hell. Heaves bound with ice melting, heavens bound with ice melting. I woke the David, Jimmy, 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 liar in my comfortable home, chastiser. Do not be angry with chastisement, for the Lord of heaven and earth chastises those whom he loves, shaping his children into faithful men and women. Sometimes I get lost. I go David when he lost Daffodil. The witch's tit is cold and wet as the milk flows. The firstborn taken, and I suck his milk from the witch. Kiss my behind and live. Eat shit and live large. Satan, kiss, kiss, bloody kisses, for the rapture is soon. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Sheol red, the apocalypse. The poetry to write scary stories. Red demon, blood goat, purple vein flow, blood of mine, mine, mine. Being of good stock and firstborn, I am his, I am his, I am his. The Lord touches the earth, and it is frighteningly dark where he treads. Only the brave approach with something for the table. Now I, being of good stock and sound mind, implore you, the reader of such things, to consider the light and the dark and choose life. Mirror, mirror, through thee I go. Know my name, read fresh the show, read, read, read. My lady Sphinx for thee, I write. They look behind, not knowing what is afore, but I see thee looking at me, Pomander. Are you scared yet? These stories, these firstborns, mine, 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 acolytes of mine, to serve the sacred mirror. Musical notes, keep me too, Brother Jimmy, Brother David, Brother James, Brother Thomas the Contender, brothers to come. Meshech is a place of old. My Shek, magic, is the blood thick, sweet drink, drink, my lord. Pierced in passion, Mel Gibson, male guitarist, male man, musical message, Sutdom, Subdom. Yoked in Babylon, the king demands work. The Geist teaches us we profit of the blood, making fortunes of unimaginable wealth. Our family rules still dynastically. If you are alone, our family will find you. The Lord of Lights put the solitary in families. Spiral out the book of the devouring light. O Holly, I recall you. Come sweetly, come Holly. The tree branch of governance offered, and read timely. Who, this way and that. Abraham. I am in control of my internal development. Next level, next level, next level. Please don't leave me unattended. Keep my soul sweetly. Transforming metamorphosis, changing my being, cocooned in sleevings. Waiting, waiting, changing me. Love's kiss, sweet sucking deeply. Now she knows me. Now she's known me. Process, we moved. Musical notes by numbers, flyers, ghosts. The fourth and the fifth, Espergeist. Kept as I am, higher purpose, just keep me. Research new age movement. Remember to keep me. I kept that which must be kept, keeping me. Keep me. Alternative life, keep me. Seekers and keepers, keep me. Variously, I see alternative worlds, psychonauting. Swell, Mount Diablo, buffer camp, before actual camp. The devil will test some of you, but I prayed, John 17, JQ knows. These things are sure and true. Most ghostly, little ghost you Geist. Those they, can you believe, called chosen? I witnessed much, gave blood, kept faith, and now I am here. I am here. Psychic connection is a must. Tuning fork, nomadic lifestyles, like unto birds, hybrid stock. Master manipulator, gifted. Just so you know, the harvest is ripe. The cursive words of a writer. I do, then I have, and I am here on time. From my own to my own, I call potentially all flyers. Every word as from a fount. Inkwell, full words, talking, keeping, sharing. Nice shoes, Nisia Phi Comp. Farasag no Shoa Mosi Oke. Nirasaga gently sent. Help will come in strange ways, you know. You know timely are the ways. Then I pray the eighth and the ninth to thee, O Lord, keep me in the way everlasting. Sexual appetite is heavy. I feel my bosom. A discourse to be searched out, written under the influence of the king, David. These walls, this covenant, Israel, my God of heaven and earth, keep thee and thy children forever and ever. And then the ending of the madness. And so that is my first blog that I'm recording today, keeping pretty much everything that I needed to keep in order. I'm going to upload this just to keep the things going in the right direction. I sometimes feel like I don't keep up with enough of my history. That way, if I do disappear and I don't exist any longer, not because I'm suicidal or going to do anything harmful, but because I've been abducted by aliens before and they've taken me to places I wouldn't want to go, and they've crucified me as well. I mean, you don't have to believe all this, but it happened. And now I'm here on earth experiencing these things again. And I continue my search for whatever may come. Goodbye for now.